Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new video. This is going to be a little another gun project I have set up. This is going to be a coach gun. Now, if you guys remember a video I did a few years back, this is the double barrel shotgun I ever bought. The reason why you haven't seen it in many of my videos is because I decided to send it over to my grandparents' house so they can um, have a functioning firearm in the house. They have some other guns, but they're not in the best shape. Um, and they're very dated. What's funny is that this will actually be the oldest gun that they had in the house. This was made in around 1915. It's made by Springfield Arms Company, Model 315. It's a 12 gauge. And what I'll be doing is I'm cutting the barrel down to 18.5 inches. Now, if you're wondering why I would do that to the shotgun, you say, well, Ed, there's nothing wrong with the shotgun. Why would you want to cut it down and turn, just ruin it? Well, if you guys know anything about these guns, you understand that these are not. This isn't like a Holland. This isn't like anything that's really high end. This is a this is a pretty cheap shotgun. I would say this is this even Springfield Arms Company was probably a subsidiary of Stevens because they were both made in Chicopee Falls, Massachusetts. So this is basically like a bargain double barrel shotgun. So really, nothing's really going to be missed in terms of value. I think I paid 300 for it in 2014, and I like it. It just recognize that it just has a little bit too much weight in the front of it. Um, and like I said, I was giving it to my grandparents for home defense, and they're getting up in age, so I wanted to just do a few things to this gun just to make things easier on them. So one of the things I have set up is I have a scribe right there where I marked it at 18.5 inches on the barrel. So we cut this down, and it's gonna do a little short video of me just working on the barrel. I'll have a few more videos I have planned just to show how far along I'm going into this project. But yeah, I just wanted to basically start this whole thing off with cutting the barrel down. So the first time I cut down a shotgun barrel, I actually done it to my Remington 870 for the beater shotgun project series, and it came out pretty well. I'm going to use a hacksaw for this. Reason being is that I want to be able to control the speed of which this thing is going to get cut down, and I don't want too much heat being applied to this material because it will just deform it and may not be able to keep its round shape if I use a power tool. So stay tuned. We're just going to get everything ready just for me to cut this barrel down. Okay, so I have the barrel clamped down. Um, as I mentioned before, I've taken a scratcher and basically I measured everything out around both barrels. I have this line right here, and that's the one I'm going to use that as a guide. That's going to be my cutting guide. So hopefully you can see this. I got some masking tape just ahead of where I'm going to do the cutting. The way I'm going to start this off, because I want this to be as clean of a cut as I can get it, everything pretty straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this triangle file and I'm going to lightly run it across where I have the markings. That way I have a groove started for the hacksaw blade to rest in as it starts cutting. So let's see if I can do this while you guys are able to see it. I hope you guys can see that right there. Try to make just a nice little groove so I can have the starting point with the hacksaw blade. using a Stanley 24T by 12-inch high-speed steel. It's a flexible blade. Yeah, it's a regular high-speed steel hacksaw blade. I have a little groove started, so again, I'm gonna take my time because I don't want to rush this. So. Like that. Well, luckily that's everything that's on the side that's going to be discarded, so. So I got, alright, so that's one start. Now I'm going to try to do the same thing with the file on the opposite end of on the opposite barrel, on the second, on the right hand barrel. I'm getting pretty close to the tape, but I'm not touching the tape. The good thing about using the triangle file is that what I can do is if I want to push more away from the tape, all I gotta do is tilt. Since all I gotta do is tilt it to the right as I go, and I can put some of the force of the filing more towards the left side. So I gotta say this file was one of my favorite investments. It really has made a lot of work easy when doing repair jobs. Alright, got that groove started now. Hacksaw and start cutting on the right hand barrel. It's not going to go fast at all. Moves out the way. I'm slowly checking to make sure that I'm not going too far into the tape, or not. I don't want to go into the tape at all, really. So far, so good. Oh, and I will say this: I've always wanted a coach gun. I think they're pretty badass. So this is another reason why I'm doing this. Alright, I'm going back to the other side. See, I already nicked a little bit of the tape. That's alright. I'm trying a little oil to it and see if I make the cutting a little smoother. This is just Hop Some 9 gun oil. I'm just going to make the cutting just a little bit smoother. Crossing Lexicon now. Rubicon, rather. Alright. Just checking over. Looking good. Alright, made it through the left barrel. The heart now, it's going to be a bit of a challenge getting through this vent rib. Oh, it's not a vent rib, this is a regular style, it's a regular grooved rib. Let me see if I can cut through it. So far, so good. Just gotta keep cleaning it off. Just checking everything. The oil really helps. You know, I really recommend oil if you're doing something like this. Now I'm going to use the groove from the right side to help guide me through cutting through the other side of the rib. Looking good. Let me get a brush. Just to wipe away some of the chips. Cutting into the right barrel now. Let me clean off the blade. Just a little closer. Hopefully you guys can see that. Just add a little more oil to the cutting blade. Alright. Let's get back at it. Stand up for this part. Slow down a little bit. Everything's looking good. Everything's looking good, everybody. flip it over. Almost through. And I have slightly scorched a little bit of the tape, but still I'm on the right track. Flip it over. All right. Looking good. We'll move the camera so you guys can see the other side. Still looking good. Almost through. Yep, this is starting to come undone now. So now I'm gonna switch this over. I'll got some of the chips. So now I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna have the good side clamped. I'm gonna have the basically the side that's gonna be attached to the receiver clamped in. Now it's a matter of just cutting the rest of the rib away. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Boom. And there we go. First time ever cutting a double barrel off a shotgun. And that's what it looks like. I'm gonna clean this up and see how it's gonna look. You know, basically, you know, cleaned up and a lot better looking. So as you can see, I just took the wire wheel and got rid of a lot of the burrs. I still gotta let it clean off, especially smoothing this out. So I'm gonna spend a few minutes with a flat file and show you how it's gonna look afterwards. Looking a lot cleaner using using a flat file. By the way, I cleaned out the burrs from the inside by using this type of this like cleaning tip for shotgun barrels. If you come across one of these, pick it up. It's really neat. It cleans barrels in a jiffy. I went over some more of the burrs with some it's like kind of plumber's sandpaper for when you work with copper. What I'm doing is I think this is a 160 grit sandpaper, a multi-purpose sandpaper, and then just continue to smooth over the face of the muzzle. It looks a whole lot better. A few light tooling marks right here, but I think this looks pretty nice. I'm gonna do another video where I put the beads. It's gonna be a bead sight, just regular brass bead on towards the muzzle, and then I'll show you guys what the end results will look like. I also plan on stripping off all the old stain and replacing it with mahogany. I think it'll look pretty nice with that, with that wood stain. So, guys, share your thoughts on what you think of me cutting the barrel down this old Springfield Arms Company shotgun. Do you support it? Do you not support it? Think I'm an idiot? Think it's pretty badass. Does it remind you of Doom 2? Because it looks kind of like the Super Shotgun. As soon as I'm done putting it together. I love to read your comments. Please share your thoughts. Make a video response. Tell me what you think. I think that looks pretty nice. I'm gonna do a follow-up video where after I've stained the wood, because I plan on stripping off this old finish and putting mahogany. I'll have a bead sight installed, and maybe we'll take it to the range and do a test firing. Kind of reminds you of Doom 2, huh? When you find the Super Shotgun and underhauls. But please tell me what you think. Do you like this? Do you like the way I did this? Do you think I'm an idiot for cutting down the barrel of a shotgun from 1915? Do you support this? Have you done this before? Please share your thoughts. I love reading comments. If you want to make a donation to the channel to help make projects like this possible, just go to my homepage, look for the Give Up That Cheese button, and you can make a donation of any amount to my PayPal account. Any gripes, complaints, send me a PM. I see what I do to address them. But that's my video. Just a little coach gun project, super shotgun project, I suppose. I'm Edward Jones.